Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video we are hopping into the Garp challenges, all 3 of the 10-star events, utilizing the Pirate King Goldie Roger. So we have taken Goldie Roger into pretty much all of the hard content in the game. I will link most of those videos in the descriptions below if you do want to check out those videos. Make sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well. But with these particular challenges, they are a lot easier than some of the harder content, and this guy just destroys it. Not even an issue. Just absolutely flies through the content. So the team that you sort of see on the screen here is the team that I did use for the WhiteBeard Pirates. The team that I used for the other 2 was basically the same, but the Nami was replaced with the free-to-play Lin Lin. So the core of this team is built up of Roger, Shanks' crew, and Law, and then the other 2 units are just basically the utility units. And funny enough, Frankie just worked for all 3. Frankie, he's actually a really good free-to-play unit, especially for a mono side team. So we are using the Liberal Hind as the ship for all of these teams. But to give you guys an idea of what we are doing today, we are hopping into Heavenly Demon 1 in Garp's Challenges, this event right here. We are hopping then into Revolutionary Army 1 as well. And then we're going to finish it off with the WhiteBeard Pirates, or Garp's Challenge WhiteBeard. So that's enough about talking about the event. Let's hop in and let's check out the runs. Needless to say, Roger he claps. Alright, so the first challenge is against Heavenly Demon 1. This is the team we're rocking. We've got double Roger lead with Shanks' crew to trigger the super typing. We are bringing V3 Law with the Corazon support. We have the free-to-play Frankie with the support of the free-to-play Straw Hats. And then we have the free-to-play Summertime Big Mom as well. Sockets look a little bit like this, and let's hop in. So I don't know if I'm going to change up the teams as I make my way through these challenges. I'll see how this team just performs every single time, but I may have to change it up depending on what the content actually does. So here we are in turn 1. We get a full board of matching orbs. As you guys know, we get our super typing from Roger here because of Shanks, and then we can just take out the yellow marine so we can get our cooldowns. All the other ones are going to run away, so we don't have to worry about taking them out. See how fast we can take this down with Roger. On to stage 2, we have the Vacuum Cleaner Lady. She gives us Gloom, but as you guys know with Roger, we don't have to worry about that. Our supports are going to kick in. I thought the paralysis was first. It is what it is, but I'm going to switch with our Shanks crew here. That way we can get an attack boost, and then we can use our Law special. Now, Law has a really good mechanic, well, crewmate ability, I should say, where he actually gets cooldown every time we use another character's special. So using his special first is going to come in, well, it's going to work in our favor, as we can actually get it back every time we use another special. On to stage 3 now, we come up against Rebecca. Rebecca is going to paralyze us, and going to put up 3 turns of defense up. So what we're going to do here is we're going to switch back into our Shanks, and then we can use our Big Mom special. Big Mom is going to remove the paralysis and give us a 3-turn chain lock. Then we can use our Frankie special here that can remove the defense up that Rebecca applies. And then with normal attacks, we should be able to just make our way through her HP. Not even a worry. With that chain lock from Big Mom, it works out really well. Because it's a 3-turn chain lock, we can actually carry it into the next room, which is going to help us out taking down these units too. So we can use the switchability of Shanks once again, and then we're going to try and take out as many units with the 1-turn cooldown as we possibly can. Man, we have so much damage. My gosh. Roger, my boy, just calm down. Calm down. We do need to stall so we can get back our Big Mom special. So I think we'll stall on the guy in the back. Or should we stall on Hack? We might stall on Hack just because the guy in the back is a int unit, and obviously we are going to do so much damage to int units. So Hack has a 2-turn cooldown, but he does hit us fairly hard. So we can use any meat orbs that we do get to heal back up. As you can see, we did get one on our Big Mom. And then we can just sort of try and single tap our way through. That way we can make sure we can get some more meat orbs, as you guys see there. That's just going to help us out with stalling as much as possible on this particular stage, as we do need that Big Mom special back to get rid of the paralysis that gets inflicted on the stage, is it? The Bardo stage. We do have the Liberal Hind on this team as well. So we're going to use the switch ability of Shanks here just so we can use the Liberal Hind's cooldown. And then we can just single tap with our Frankie, just so we don't do too much damage. Then we can single tap with Shanks, just so we don't do too much damage. And then we can tap again, just so we don't do too much damage. But I am going to try and get a meat orb here. With the healing of the Liberal Hind as well, it does help us out quite a bit. Now, Hack doesn't do anything unless he gets below a certain amount of HP, so don't really stress too much about taking too much damage from Hack. But as you can see, we managed to get a meat orb on Shanks, which is going to help us out quite a bit. And with the 2000 healing we get every single turn from the Liberal Hind, that is going to play a huge factor as well. So now we can take out Hack, attack with the units that are around Shanks' crew as well. That way, when you switch with Shanks' crew on this next turn against Bardo, we can actually just get those orbs back. So Bardo is going to put up the Despair. So Bardo's the Despair, and that way we can get our specials back. What we're going to do here is we are going to use our Roger special. Roger's just going to do a straight up million damage, and he's going to give us a crazy attack boost. We can switch with Shanks' crew once again to get a whole bunch of orbs, and I'm pretty sure Frankie has barrier pen, so let's take advantage of that. No barrier pen for you. But with Roger, we can just take Bardo out, easy claps. And move on to the next stage against Treble. Treble puts up paralysis, which is fairly annoying. Gives us 3 turns of it, and he locks us to himself. So what we can do here is we can use the switch ability of our Shanks crew, and then we can use our Big Mom special once again. Big Mom's just basically going to wipe out those units in the back and give us a 3-turn chain lock. Now, if you guys need specials, this is a good time to get them. But, as you can see with my cooldowns, we definitely don't need that. So we are just going to fly through the treble stage and make our way to the final stage against Doffy. Against Doffy, he's going to remove all our negative, all our positive effects. But we don't have any, so that really doesn't matter too much. What we can actually do on this particular stage here, we do have the Odin support on Roger, not that it really does anything. We're going to use the super typing of our Roger. That way we can get a full board of orbs and lock those orbs. Then we can actually use the Roger special. Roger's just going to wipe everyone out. And then with our Law special, we can actually just get a full, an orb boost. And with that, Doffy doesn't even stand a chance. It's not even a contest. So there you go. That was Heavenly Demon 1 taken down by Roger. And the full Psy team it just works so damn well. So strong. Alright, so on to the next Garp's challenge. We're coming up against Revolutionary Army 1, and we're going to be using the same team that we used to take down Heavenly Demon 1. So we are rocking the double Goldie Roger and a full Psy team using the Liberal Hind ship, as that ship just gives you a crazy buff when you're running a full Psy team. We have Shanks' crew on this team to trigger the super typing. We have the Summertime Lin. She is very good. We have the free-to-play Frankie with the support of the Straw Hats, the free-to-play ones. And then we have Law with the Corazon support as well. Now, those supports aren't overly essential, but they definitely, either or, definitely help out. Now, everyone should have the Straw Hats as they are free to play. And this Frankie is free to play too. So, very easy to slap them onto the Frankie there. On stage 2, we come up against Kuma. Kuma's going to put up a huge defense up. But with the switch ability of our Shanks crew, we can give ourselves an attack buff. And then we can use our Frankie special to remove that defense up. What we can do now is we can actually use our Law special. Law's going to give us an orb boost as well as a chain lock. And with that, we can just fly through Kuma's HP. Just destroy Kuma. On to stage 3, we come up against Robin and a whole bunch of babes, I guess. A whole bunch of girls around the outside. She also binds your captains for 2 turns. So that's where the supports will come into play to help us remove those. With the switch ability of Shanks' crew, we can get some orbs. And with those orbs, we can actually just take out the girls around the outside. And then use the 2 turns to take out Robin as well. not overly essential to take out Robin in 2 turns, but she has a 2-turn cooldown, so we may as well use it. Switch with your Shanks crew once again, that way you can get the attack buff, and finish off our girl Robin on that 2nd turn. Now, Law has the crazy crewmate ability where if you use a special, he's going to get cooldown. So that's why I like to use him at the beginning of the run. It's just way easier to get his special back moving into the later stages. So on the next stage, we come up against Invinclay and Inuyasuma. This is where we're going to use our first Roger special, just to get that crazy attack buff. And then we want to make sure that we take out Inuyasuma here. And sweet. Try and keep Invinkov alive if you can. Roger gives such a crazy attack buff that it's understandable if you accidentally kill him. But he does have a 2-turn cooldown, and as mentioned against Robin, they have a 2-turn cooldown. It's best to utilize that. On to the next stage, we come up against Morley and Bello Betty. Morley's an int unit, so we are going to be able to take him down fairly quickly. But he attacks every 3 turns. Now, Bello Betty attacks every single turn, so we do need to be mindful of that. But what we can actually do here is we can use the special of our Shanks crew. Now, Shanks is going to give us a 3.5 times chain lock, and after we switch, we get a 1.5 times attack as well. Then we can just drop the little behind just for that extra cooldown for our Psy units, and that way we can take out Morley and Bello Betty in 1 turn. Because we have a 3-turn chain lock, we can actually carry that into this stage against Lindbergh and Kurosawa. But we are going to get blinded on our right-hand side. Now, having that carryover effect isn't overly essential, as we do want to get the Charlotte Lin special off to carry that into the next stage. So, stall a turn on this first when you get into this stage, and then you can use your Roger super typing. Now, your right side does get binded for 2 turns, so we are going to remove that with the Lin special. And with the super typing of Roger, we can actually get a full board of orbs. Finally, we're going to switch with our Shanks crew, and with the chain lock and the attack boost of Shanks crew, we should be able to rip through these guys' HP fairly quickly. Beautiful. With that 2.75 times chain lock, it's very easy to do lots and lots of damage. On to the final stage against Sabo and Koala. Now, this is where the chain lock comes into play. They do remove positive buffs, but that doesn't matter because the chain lock doesn't actually count as a positive buff. They do a 50% HP cut and give you 3 turns of burn as well. What we're going to do on this particular stage here is we are going to use our Roger special. Roger is going to give us that crazy attack buff, and then we can use the switch ability of Shanks after that to get any orbs that we need. Finally, we can finish it off with the Shanks crew, the Law special to get the orb buff. He also gives a chain lock too, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So if you wanted to use Lin first and just blast through that stage, you can use the Law special to get the chain lock here. Finally, we're going to finish it off with Roger's super typing, just so we can lock the orbs the next turn. Now, be careful of the burn. The burn does quite a bit of damage, but honestly, you don't even need to hit perfects, as you can see. So just make sure that you don't hit your perfects, otherwise the burn may kill you. Cybercoil do have a revive mechanic, but with the switchability of Shanks crew and the 2 turns of orbs from Law, we can just blast our way through and just tear Cybercoil out. As you saw, we did have the Odin support on Roger, but that is definitely not essential, as you do get a full board of orbs just with the super typing of Roger there. So for the final Garps challenge against WhiteBeard, we did have to change the Summertime Lin. We took her out and we put in the treasure map Christmas Nami. So the team's still the same as the Heavenly Demon 1 and Revolutionary Army 1, but we did just have to replace that Summertime Lin with Nami, just because we need attack down removal on this particular piece of content. So the team still rocks double Roger. We do have the free-to-play Frankie. We are using the free-to-play Christmas Nami. We do have Shanks crew once again to trigger Roger's super typing, and we're also bringing V3 Law. The combination of just Roger, Shanks crew, and V3 Law, it's really strong, especially when you're running mono Psy. Those 3 units, you can just build that's your core damage, and then just bring the other 2 units for utility. So it works really, really well. On the second stage, we get attacked down by the Watermelon Head guy. He also does a bit of a HP cut there. So this is where Nami special is going to come into play. We are going to use the Nami special to remove that attack down. And we are going to use her special once again later on in the run. But because the watermelon guy is a int unit, we can use the switchability of Shanks' crew, and then just with normal attacks of the units around Shanks' crew, we can just take him out. Having the color affinity helps out so much. On to the next stage, we have Haguma. I cannot remember the other two characters' name, but basically they give us a special bind, which is a little bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. What we're going to do here is we're going to switch with Shanks' crew. Shanks' crew also has the crewmate ability that removes resist special blind. Wow, words hard. So we're going to use their special here, just so we can just take all these guys out in one turn. But honestly, like, you don't even really need to take them out in one turn. I'm just sort of seeing how fast I can move through this particular piece of content. So with the 3.5 times chain lock and the switchability of Shanks' crew, we can just destroy that particular stage. On to the next stage, we come up against Speed Gilly, is it Izo, and is it Blenheim, the Flame Swordsman? Yeah, I think so. With that 3.5 times chain lock still in effect, we can make sure that we take out Speed Gilly in the back here. And to be honest, if we want to, we can take out Izo as well. But Izo is on a 2-turn cooldown, so we may just like use that to our advantage, as we do want to use the 4 turns that are given on the Flame Swordsman as well. So we're going to take Izo out on that second turn, just before he attacks, and that way we can stall out that special blind that got given to us on that previous stage. We are going to use a turn here to stall on the Flame Swordsman a little bit. Just do a little bit of damage to him. You can get him low, you can keep him high. It's not really going to matter. With the switchability of Shanks' crew and that extra attack, it's just going to give us so much extra damage that we can just absolutely destroy the Flame Swordsman here. Ooh. On to stage 5, we come up against Mr. Jozu. Jozu puts up defense up and damage reduction for 3 turns. So what we're actually going to do here is we can use a Roger special. That's just going to go through the defense up. And then we can use a Roger super type to give us a 4 water orbs and lock those orbs. Finally, we can use our Frankie special. That is going to remove the defensive effects. And then we can finish it off with the Liberal Hind just for that extra little piece of cooldown. And with that, we should have so much damage against this guy. Mr. Jozu, you got no chance, my boy. You ain't got nothing against the Pirate King. He gives normal attacks only when he dies for 5 turns. And then he just kind of gets blown away. On to the next stage, we come up against Marco and Vista. Marco gives us 3 turns of paralysis, and then Vista gives us 3 turns of attack down. This is where Nami comes into play once again. Oh, we also get a 3-turn chain lock. This is where Nami is really, really good for this particular content, as with the Nami special, we can just remove all of those negative effects. We get the switchability with Shanks' crew here, and that way we can actually just blast our way through Marco and Vista without any issues whatsoever. Man, Goldie Roger just does so much damage, man. So much damage. Into the final stage now, we come up against Ace and WhiteBeard. They give us slot seal on our top row and our bottom row. With the limit break of Roger and Law, we can just sort of burst through that. What we're going to do here is we're going to use our Roger special to give us an attack buff. Then we can switch with our Shanks' crew so we have a full side team. We're going to finish it off with Law special for the chain lock and the orb buff. And finally, this super typing of Roger is just going to give us any orbs that we were missing. It's also going to lock those orbs too, which is pretty handy. But honestly, with all of those buffs, we should be able to take out WhiteBeard and Ace just stupidly easy. So there you guys go. That was the Pirate King taking down the Garp's challenges. The mono side just disgustingly strong. Goldie Roger is hands down the best legend going around on global right now. As for Japan, it is debatable between them and Big Mom Mikado, but as for global, there's no competition to the king. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. If you want to stay up to date with more OPTC content, hit that big red subscribe button too. But guys, most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day. As always, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.